What's up guys, I'm Crunchy, content creator for 7 Legends, and today I'm going to be VOD reviewing this. Alright, so we're going to be going over this match that I played in Ranked. Now this game got very stacked, as you guys could probably kind of see at the end there. So let's just get right into it. Bear with me here, this headset is getting broken. This side doesn't work audio wise. I will be getting a new one though, so that's pretty nice. Down here we do have the bus route, and typically when I'm playing Ranked, obviously I don't want to be dying off spawn. So I typically will be landing somewhere where there's either no contestation, or if there is someone going to be contesting me, it's only going to be 1 or 2 people, because, you know, fighting off spawn's fine as long as you can win the fight. If you're contested by 5 other people, you might win the first fight, but there's no guarantee you're going to win the next. So I typically try to land places where I can control the fight. Now in this particular case, we are going to be landing kind of far away, but you can see in the minimap here we do have people landing nearby. So I can hear this guy right below me, he's the most obvious, and I know that he's going to be landing over there. So we're going to be just keeping an eye on him while we land for the mountain, because no one's going to be contesting that, right? And that's just some free loot there. I'm going to try to grab a couple shots here, but we're not going to hit anything. So we're just going to grab some loot and head straight down, because if we give him a chance to loot, then the chances of me winning an off spawn fight is not going to be as high. So we're just going to pop some heals. Health bar is a little glitched. I am going to be at 200 HP by the time I land down there. So as soon as I hear land and get close by, I know that he is going to be in this building, right? I hear his footsteps by this point. So what I'm going to be trying to do is I'm just going to try to boogie bomb him. That's the simplest thing to do in this situation, especially since I'm not going to have very many mats. And he's going to be sitting behind a corner, right? I'm hoping that I push him quick enough that he hasn't had time to grab much loot. So we get the boogie bomb thrown, and he's just going to be dancing. I'm trying to get a shot with my hand cannon, because that's really going to take away his health on that first shot. But these, you know, crates get in my way a little bit. So I end up just spraying him. And yeah, that is the end of that fight. That was probably the easiest one on this entire video. One mistake that this guy makes is that when you're boogie bombed, you don't want to be turning your back on the other person, because you are free from the boogie bomb as soon as you are damaged, right? So as soon as I damage him with that SMG, he should be trying to build and trying to get away. Then, like, he keeps trying to throw a shockwave down, but you need to get some builds in between me and you first, buddy. So that's his first mistake. Notice how I had a, you know, good half second to, you know, be doing damage to him, right? If he had placed some builds, like if he just had builds out as soon as he got hit by that SMG, probably would have only taken about 30 damage and could have shocked out. Still probably wouldn't have won the fight afterwards, but you know. So we're going to be trying to use this launch pad for rotational purposes, okay, and potentially get some extra loot. Now when I do this, I see this guy over here, I see him, like, you know, trying to pickaxe stuff or whatever. So the idea is to glide down low enough that you can use this part of the mountain to kind of cut off your line of sight, but also have a little bit of height over it. And I open the fight with damage. I take it back, that was the easiest fight of the whole video. So what you can notice is this guy gets full awareness checked. Like, he could have potentially heard me gliding, especially if he had visuals on. Yeah, he definitely could have heard the gliding. At that point, you should have put up a couple walls. I could hear it in this headset. And this headset's damaged. So as soon as he starts taking damage here, once again, he should be trying to put up walls. He should not have nitros. He should not have used the fist. That was a death sentence. Especially since he tries to do it twice. That's ridiculous, bro. So one thing I want to point about zone awareness, right? So you're gonna have, this is just the replay region, right? You're gonna have the zone come in from this side, right? Considering this season, a lot of players are landing on this south side of the map, so I did not want to stay there. However, you also have these areas over here, which, you know, they probably are going to be filled with players, considering that's where half the lobby started the match at, right? They started on this side over here with the battle bus. So what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to just kind of just staying on this snowy side of the map at first, and if I see people like this guy, if I had known he was there, that guy is incredibly isolated, and then you're gonna go for a W key. For now, we hit the pad, and we're just looking to see if there's anybody over in this area. I don't really think there is, so we're just gonna go loot the drones. I'm also like playing with this thing in my hand that if you guys have this in your area, it's all over the country, all over the world. It's super blurry, but if you got a Key Club International thing, y'all should join it. It's at schools, you know, if you go to high school and all that. Join it. Just do it. It's great. I'm not gonna explain what it is to you. You guys are just gonna have to freaking look it up because, yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm sort of kind of making my way towards the more congested sides of the zone so that I can see if I can get some, you know, some kills here. I do want to look for kills, right? I used to be in that point in the game where I was afraid to be fighting people, but now I know that when you're right now I'm at champion, right? And especially earlier on in the season when there's only about 10,000 people in the entire season who are going to be Unreal or champion right now, you need to be able to actually get some kills in order to rank up, because most of the people in these lobbies are going to be diamond or elite. So anyway, map awareness, once again, we're just about to pull the zone, we're in it, and once again, you might start seeing a lot more players coming in from this area of the map, especially if you actually can see the medallions on the map, which on the replay you can't, but if I'm looking at it in game, you can, right? And I do notice that these two guys are here, and I'm gonna kind of like slowly kind of get up to them so that I can, you know, see what I can do here. I don't want to engage quite yet though, because of just how ridiculously easy it would be for these people to third party me because of the cars. Like, you know, they have the car here, and this guy's gonna have a car. Now, I understand if you guys are going to be VOD reviewing for, you know, tournaments or whatever, you're not going to have to deal with cars because cars aren't in tournaments, but it's still stuff you want to keep in mind, right? So, having seen the other guy go away, right, he went off this way, I'm going to start actually kind of be a little bit aggressive to this guy if he drove past me along the railroad here. But seeing that he's going to go away, I would have gotten like 2 bullets in, not really worth it. Especially since we see this guy go, and then once again it just comes back to the thing of if I attack someone, they're just gonna third party me with the cars, so not worth it. I might be trying to W key a game, but that's not it. The other thing I want to do here is I see that there's a Nuka-Cola bottle here, and I think I'm just carrying minis and big pots at this point. So knowing that those extra shields are there, especially if they're the extra, you know, 25 health, that's pretty nice. So if you're playing solos, that's one thing you should be using your pings for, is to remind yourself where there's gonna be extra heals should you need them. So I hear these guys in the car just being annoying in the bunker, and if they're going to be, you know, sitting on a guy in a bunker, the guy in the bunker is not necessarily going to be able to get out easily. So this is a fight that I actually can be looking to do damage with. I see this guy leave, and I want to target him first. The reason why is because I'm expecting him to be weak, considering he's leaving, and he's not entirely weak, but he is relatively low if you're going to start a fight, right? I do have a health advantage already. The other thing is the other two guys in the bunker are probably going to start fighting each other, and if I try to fight them, this guy could just heal up and turn around and shoot me in the back. Now, I did not pay attention to where he went. He easily could have shot me right here if he had turned around, but I figured because he is, you know, running and I had no clue where he went, he's probably just trying to get away. So I felt that the risks of him trying to third party me were not that high, and you can see in the map he is just booking it away from us right now. Like, you can see he's just gone. He's leaving. He doesn't want anything to do with us. So we're gonna see this guy, he's just gonna be, you know, abusing the guy in the bunker. So I figured we start the fight with him. We're just gonna damage the vehicle. We don't want to get too close when he has that grenade launcher. When he goes in the bunker, that's a different story. We can get as close as we want because it's not going to be easy for him to get the car out very quickly, especially when I actually can get in the car at that. Now, both of these players do get in the car, which means if it did come out, I would not be able to get out, or get in, but it's still stuck in there, so I'm just going to be trying to blow up the car. And that third party gets me a kill right there. I mean, they're diamond 2, but, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, so first thing you're going to start doing here is these bunkers, they're very risky to play fights in because there's one exit. That's it, right? If you get caught, you're dead. So basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm just trying to get some pieces here, right? We're going to build up the top here with metal, hard mats, so if somebody is going to break in, it's going to take them a second to get in and I can get out, right? I don't want to fully commit to a fight until I have some insurance, right? So we're going to take whatever pieces we can, starting with that ramp, and we're just kind of going to go around, make sure we have the build pieces, right? That's kind of everything. We're going to try to take this wall as well, and once we don't get that, he has a boogie bomb over his head. That's just a replay glitch. And I hear this car coming up behind me. I can hear it coming, and you know, we don't want to be fighting someone if there's going to be someone on the only exit in the bunker. So at that point, I decide it's time to leave, right? We don't want to be here anymore. So we're gonna just get out. Now this guy does like half-heartedly try to run me over, and I kind of am just, you know, following this guy around for a bit. But see, the thing is, when you're in the cars, you have two options. You either try to destroy the car, or no, you have one option. You just try to destroy the car, because if you don't, you are just sitting there, right? And if you let them take the action, they're going to be able to get out, and they might even land a couple shots on you through the window before you can get out. So you have to destroy the car yourself, and when you do this, you got to be careful not to burn your entire mag, because if they do try to get out and shoot you, you need to have ammo in reserve. What I should have done here, as a little mistake of mine, right, is I could have gotten into the turret seat and used the turret to start blowing up the car, because then I don't have to worry about having to reload any guns should I have to actually fight him. But instead, I wait for him to go over the cliff, and then I start shooting him, because if he tries to get out like then, he's going to die to fall damage. We only take about half the mag, we go to reload, and then he flips. So once he gets flipped over and stuck, he's not going to be able to just run me over. He's going to have to either fight me and get out, or just stay in the car and let it blow up. So he gets out, and this is where I'm going to start initiating the fight. He has the dashes, so we're going to go and try to get some height over him. And once he just shockwaves, that's kind of, you know, that's kind of the end of the fight right there. We don't need to be pushing someone who's going to just be full running. If we look at this guy, okay, he goes in for another car. This is what makes me decide, no, I'm not fighting this guy, because he is going to get away. The only way I'm going to catch up to him is if I use all the charges in the nitro fist, and even then, we're back to fighting in a car. Not worth my time. Anyway, go to the bunker, and for whatever reason, the guy from earlier is still in there, and I know that, no, it's not someone else, because I have the builds here, and if it was anyone smart, they would not just have left these here. So I'm gonna assume that this guy is pretty bad, so we're gonna be playing for this bunker again. Now keep in mind, I'm still gonna be playing careful, right? He could rush me at any point, so we're gonna make sure these builds are mine. So right here, I'm gonna go take the wall. I want to have this floor here edited wide open so I can run right through, then turn around and reset it if I need to, right? Now, when I make this edit, he throws down Nitro Splash and tries to run at my face. I heard him throw it a second before, so I'm ready for this, and I'm going to pre-fire him and spray him, because he's going to go to try to kill me with the fist, and that's just not going to work, because I already had the shot off with the shotgun. If I had missed that shot, that might have been a different story. So we do have the map awareness thing again, and right here I heard somebody shooting at the builds over here. They're just in a car, they're in a turret, and I can actually go spectate them, right? They're just in a car, they're shooting my builds. This person is, for the most part, actually playing a little bit smart, because they are actually going to be trying to destroy the structures around to make sure there's no one there before just blindly rushing in and trying to do something. The also thing is, this is actually, I believe, yeah, this is the third place player that in this match. So that's always fun. I'm trying to avoid getting third party and W keying anyone I see if I think the chances of third parties are less likely. You will notice here that we got 2 people in this area. That means pretty much every player on the map, even though it's not showing it right now, they're over here by the island. And I actually remember this. I remember seeing the medallions. So you have all of these people, right? And within a radius of about that big, there are 2 players around me. One of them I was just chasing off with the car, right? And then there's this guy. So that's the zone positioning I'm trying to get. And I know that there's going to be more people from the south, right, of the map that are going to be on this side of the map, right? Especially seeing the medallion circles. So more than half the lobby's over here. Now, I am still trying to go for a W key game, so I decided to go push for a medallion. In order to do that, I have to go kill one of the players who have one, and they're all the way over here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to let this guy pass because he's also in a car, right? And the zone is going to be closing on this area. I don't want to be caught outside of it, so I'm going to be running alongside of it, knowing that the only players in my way are going to be the ones in front of me and not behind me. This way, I can W key for either a medallion, but also any player who, you know, happens to be in my line of sight at the point. I think I cracked him. I came very close to it, and then he ran, and I'm not going to go chasing people. Was there a kid on the tower? Oh my god, there was. Bro, what? Okay. Anyway, I see this guy, he sees me, so what we're going to do is we're going to build up. And notice, the whole time I've been playing the edge of zone, right? I did not know this guy was here. He did not know this guy was here. This guy's, I don't know. No one looks up, I guess, right? But I know he's going to be sitting behind here. I think he's going to be peeking. I think he's right here. I don't know he's back here. But he does move back there at some point. What I was going to do here, I was going to try to bait him with a mini, right? You never know. I mean, it's very mean to me, but what I was trying to do is I was trying to bait him with a mini, try to go get him to pick it up, and then when he goes to run and pick it up, I was going to shoot him. But I hit my own builds with it, and I was going to try it again, but then he decides to just rock it. And right here, you start getting into build fights, right? I mean, this season has been very hard to get into build fights because of all the, you know, chaotic items. But they happen to nerf the fists into the ground today, so that was really helpful, right? So he can't just uppercut through the wood anymore. So I'm just going to place a wall here, knowing he's going to try to make a double edit. I put the window on the wrong side, which I reset into a middle one. And after that, I think I saw him. Let's play this in slow motion. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read him. I'm trying to see what he's doing and try to predict where he's going to go. So I believe I see him turn, right? And when I see him turn, my first thought is to try to get there first. Because if I get there first, then fight's kind of over, right? So right here, you can see how he starts to turn away from me. He's turned away from me, so I think that he is going to go out to the side over here on the right. So the first thing I'm going to do once I see that is I'm going to start to try to get over there first. The wall's a little bit in the way, but I'm just immediately just trying to get double edit. And what do you know? He goes out that way, right? He does. Only problem is as soon as he edits, he goes to go, you know, Nitro Fist. So I couldn't get the full piece control. But that's the idea you want to have. If you see someone trying to, like, you want to be able to read someone. If he didn't have that Nitro Fist out, I probably would have full pieced him right there. But as soon as I saw him try to use those fists, I didn't even bother finishing the double edit. I just wanted to try to get shots off, and I don't think I hit him once. Yeah, no, I didn't. Does this guy just not have guns? Like, I don't know. I don't know. So now the thought process is the zone pulls over here. I saw a couple people who are just running amok over here, and I don't see anyone over here yet, right? So I want to say that this part of the storm, there's not going to be anyone there. So that's where I'm like saying where I'm at is a good spot. I'm on the hill, I have height, and we're going to keep it, right? Ideally. So at this point, I'm actually holding the edit on the cone so I can kind of see through it. And I'm going to note that there is a medallion team over here, okay? And they made a full freaking base, bro. Like, they once I get into replay, look at this. Look at this guy. He made a whole, like, storm surge base for whatever reason. This was the guy who got second place, right? I'm surprised you didn't see the guy in the tree over there. Is that actually just some guy in a tree? This is a subscriber of mine. And yeah, no, this guy is genuinely just in a tree, bro. It's the same guy who was running from earlier. There are people in rank, man, who just don't, they're too afraid to fight people. Anyway, car coming at me, I'm gonna decide to shoot at it to, just do damage. You want to aim for the window to try to damage the driver as well, because if you miss, you're gonna hit the car, so either way you get damage done. I am getting shot at by the guy on the base over there with that crossbow, right? So I am just gonna be trying to use this bridge to block his line of sight and just keep moving into the part of zone where there is absolutely no players, because by this point in the game we can see where everyone is on the replay, so this allows me to really get in depth on the end game. This is a kind of dangerous situation because this guy over here has eyes on the whole map. Pros will make storm surge towers just like this guy has to have eyes on the whole map and just damage anyone who's trying to move. Now these lobbies aren't going to have storm surge, they're not that stacked, but he has the right idea. He's able to actually keep tabs on literally everyone in the game, especially at a position like this where the zone is going to pull down here and every player is north of that. So he can just hold everyone who's trying to come in that spot, and that includes me. So my plan is to go around the zone and just try to get there on that side of the storm as quickly as possible, which is why I'm using the nitro. And I'm also trying to do that to... Hold on a second. Pretty sure the guy who was on the tower just sat there until he died to the zone. Like, bro was AFK or something. You see his name right here in the kill feed. He died to the zone. Bro, what? So, real quick, before we continue this, I'm gonna say this right now. This next kill really looks like I'm hacking, okay? So I'll play it on the replay first because that's really gonna make me look like I'm hacking. The actual game footage will show you that it was just like, I don't know for what. Let's just I'll play this first. Watch. Just watch. You can kind of see it there too. Basically, his foot was sticking out of the floor for some reason, and for whatever reason, I could damage that. It wasn't wall hacks, okay? Comments, please do not start accusing me of wall hacks. Okay, anyway. So yeah, we have this guy again who is just sitting on height with his crossbow, spamming the crap out of it because he has infinite ammo, right? I'm assuming because of that medallion. So I need to get out of this spot. It's not great, but at the same time, I don't have anywhere to go. All right. If I try to move right now, we have 3 people in the zone with me, and I can't go anywhere else. Otherwise, I'm going in the storm or away from it. So where I'm at is a good spot. I'm just being focused. So I just need to find a way to not be hit by these, which is just covering my line of sight, sitting behind the hills, sitting behind builds. That's all I'm going to be doing, right? Once you start playing endgame, it is not about keying for kills. It is about positioning yourself, and then while you're in a good spot, you're looking for damage. That's all it is. Moving along the side of zone, right? And I see his car. I know that all the other people are on the other side of this hill. All of them, right? So this guy coming by in a car, that looks like a nice target for me to just start spraying at, especially since I had just seen him get him, right? So we're still once again aiming for the window. I hit him once, tag him. After that, not really any point in fighting him. We do have this other guy who is going to come around, and so this is the guy I was just shooting at. We have this guy who comes out of nowhere and decides he wants to kill me. He had nitro fists. So we're going to just be making a rotate away from all this because we don't want to get pushed by this guy very quickly, right? So we're going to start to build out a hard mats. And the reason I do this here is because this puts me relatively close to the zone, right? Maybe 1 or 2 nitro fists away from it. And now, if I build out the hard mats, I can actually look back and start to do damage, especially when I don't know what the heck this guy's doing, but he just keeps jumping up and down for some reason. So right now, I'm looking through the cone. Right, this is all I can see, and just to give you guys in mind, this is what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at all these people kind of just like moving their own way, right? And I see these guys over here. I see them start to fight. So the information I've gathered just by scouting, right? You want to be scouting in these end games, otherwise you have no clue what's going on. What I have gathered is that you have all these players over here, right? And you have these 3 guys and these 3 guys. I did not know that there was a guy in the tree over there. But basically, what you do know is that these people behind you are near other players, which means they have to worry about them. So if I go to rotate now, right, especially with these guys fighting, I don't have to worry about being shot in the back because these guys are busy either rotating themselves or fighting other people, and these guys are just straight up busy fighting other people. So that in mind, I decided to make my decision to rotate, and I'm going to use 2 fists to try to get ahead. 3 apparently. And we're going to land on this, build out of hard mats, and we're just going to play from there, right? This guy starts contesting me a bit, and this is what I'm going to be looking to do, right? We have, let's see, look at the surroundings here. So we have, this guy is the guy who I was originally trying to fight, and he is fighting back a bit, right? We have someone with the nitro fists over here who is trying to, well, not actually not the nitro fist, that is this guy just spamming the crossbow again. So yeah, we're getting pressured, so you're not going to leave this box, right? But I'm just going to give it a second because these guys are still going to be rotating in, and then after that they're going to cause even more chaos, right? So hopefully the people shooting at me will have to relax, and this guy is the guy I actually need to focus on because he's the one I'm actually going to be fighting. But he decides to go down. I'm not actually sure why, but he does. Let me actually look at this. I want to see what this guy's doing because he probably would have been in a better spot if he is actually good, right? Fighting me probably would have been better for him if he's actually good, right? If he didn't have the confidence to be fighting me, that's different. Or if he's getting sprayed down, it looks like. See, that's what I don't understand. Why build down? Like, you were in a decent spot. Especially since he's like building up like that in low ground. I don't understand it, but whatever. So I'm gonna be doing my scouting thing again. Okay. So every time I do that, I'm just gonna sit over here with the replay. So right now, what we can see, just first glance. Let me turn this off for a second so I can show you guys what I see. All right. What I see is I see builds over here actively, and this guy right here, I can see him straight through the middle. I know he's just, you know, sitting. And I know just from previous knowledge that there are 2 people right here, right? I can't really see the builds down there, but I might have heard like audio cues or whatever, right? So if I turn my thing on, you can now see you have people in these builds, you have people in these builds. There's that guy there, and then I talked about having 2 guys right here. Pretty accurate. So what happens is this guy over here starts pressuring, right? And when he does that, he finally decides to get out of that situation. And when he does this, he decides to put 1 floor here and then build his box. So I see this from this cone, right? And that is a mistake because I can shoot that out and the whole box will collapse. And if he's not expecting that, that's a problem, right? He can also just, you know, look down and try to connect with these cones. I'm just looking to do damage. I'm not looking to kill him, right? I'm just looking to do damage. Easiest way to do that is by making that edit and just killing him, right? So I edit down because if I tried to edit the cone, then people see that, they might try to lobby focus the cone. But if I'm looking at just a wall, I'm not as exposed, right? So I decided to just shoot the floor out, and I got 1 bullet. That's all I hit him for, was 1 bullet for 30 damage, and that was enough to kill him. So that's just luck, honestly, that I got the full kill for that.
And that's kind of how you play. That's just kind of how you play these. You're taking a moment to look for damage, look scout. Right? I'm scouting this area right now to see what rotation path I can take. And once again, we're just going into the phase. We're just scouting this, right? And when we're scouting this, we're gonna see mostly just in this direction. We'll see these shots coming through. This guy's gonna jump by. Right, we see this guy, and that's kind of our cue to make a play. He was 100 HP, we headshot him for 110, that's the kill. Now we just need to move forward, connect over to this guy if we can. Playing over the river can be a little difficult, but now we're right back to where we were, scouting, and this time we're popping the medkit. We're still doing that in the cone, because if someone decides to pressure the wall with the fist or just nitro through it, then they're not going to necessarily break right into my face and catch me off guard. I'm also trying to stay up on height right here for a little bit until this guy tries to build up. I'm still looking to contest that, but I kind of forgot that the fist don't just spray through wood anymore. I see Nitro Fist below me, and what I went to do is I went to try to swap them with my old ones to get 4 charges again, but I did it incorrectly and still only had the 1 charge, so I got shot. And we're just trying to move forward a little bit. I'm running out of mats here. Trying to get what shields I can. The other guy starts getting the spray. Did not mean to go in the zone here, but we're just playing back. We'll let him have the height for a second while I get a chance to pop the last big pot I have. And then after this, that's it. We just play for trying to get up on height. We hit our shot. We won the game.
I hope you enjoyed this VOD review, and I'm going to be making another video that's only a couple minutes long, showing this game with just normal gameplay, no commentary. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends if you think that they just need to learn some things in ranked.